Bill and Kai from Textbook Tragedy, and you're on
HARDTIMES.CA.
How does Textbook Tragedy have fun on the road?
I don't know. What do? We sit in the van and bug each other.
We just fuck with each other while we're sleeping. We like to, when someone's sleeping, we'll pull down our pants and fart in their faces.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's pretty metal.
We just like, we just sit around, play video games, listen to music, talk, and joke around, and a lot of sleeping.
After shows, we definitely party though. Like we're definitely I think the most fun times are when we're at we go to someone's house who's putting us up, and there's like a lot of beers kicking around, and then that's fun. I mean, it's different. Like these UK bands that we've been with, they say like, oh, it's so much crazier after shows in the UK. Like you party more, but I think maybe because the drives here are so long and we never know, like we can't afford hotels very often. We maybe stay in like 3 hotels for like a month-long tour, you know? So sometimes we stay with people who want to party and sometimes they just want to go to sleep and we go to sleep, but I mean, we can always go in the van and drink.
We don't have a lot of money to spend, so as much as I'd love to be going paintballing every day or hit the links before the show, we just like go hang out at malls and just play on our computers, stuff like that. Pretty normal. Video games all the time.
This guy's got every Super Nintendo game on his computer, so he plays a lot of those.
All day long.
Talk about a couple of your favorite games.
Let's see, Super Mario World, the first one for Super NES. The first Zelda for Super NES was amazing. Let's see, what else? Some of the Final Fantasies I really like. Oh, the Mario RPG I really like. I'm a big Mario fan. Mario Kart. I have like all the Marios for pretty much every system, I think. I've been on like a Game Boy kick lately. I've been playing a lot of Game Boy games. Like, see, today I was playing one of the old Pokemon games I was playing today. I was playing some Zelda, playing some Jurassic Park. Like, I can't get into like the Halo like online gaming. There's like 4 joysticks. Like, I can't do it, man.
I do the Halo. He does the Mario.
I can't do that stuff. I can only do like 2 buttons and forward and back, and that's about as far as I can go.
Talk about your free time and how much Halo you play and how much you love it.
I don't play Halo on tour. We don't have it. But last night I played Halo where we stayed. That was cool. Halo 2 though, I'm a big... See, at home, my brother... I don't live at home, but my brother's got like Gears of War and Halo and Call of Duty, so I try and go to my parents' house like once a week and just hang out with him for like 6 hours and play video games. But it's cool. I love the online gaming, man. Online, like Xbox Live is crazy, man. Like, and the trash talking that goes on, man. Like some of the stuff that people say, like I can't believe it, man. Like they want to...
For example?
Like, I'll kill your whole family. Like, they say that. You're like, oh, you stupid noob. I'm gonna pwn you, you noob. And then the guy's like, fuck you. I'm fucking gonna come find you. Like, how are you gonna find me? Like, we're on Xbox Live. Where do you live? Like, it's funny, man. I like it.
Say about society that kids get so heated and so threatening over.
It's kind of scary, man. It's kind of like, I think that when, like, we're only like 21. We're both 21, so like, our parents were in high school in the 70s, I guess, and I think it was still kind of like Outsiders style. They might get some fucking brass knuckles, but they're not. I think now it's like people get upset over this stuff. Like people like I swear I've heard about people getting killed over video games, and I know that's happened. And that's messed up, man. But I mean, even though like I was really stoked on Grand Theft Auto when it came out, like the ones for like PS2, but I'm almost starting to think like, how crazy is it gonna get? Like, it's a little scary because I mean, if you're someone like I feel like I'm pretty normal. I can play that game and like be like, oh cool, we're killing people in the video game, but people aren't always like right in the head. So I don't know. It's a little scary to think what people can do with those games. And I mean, you see like the other day I was saying to the guys like, it's like once a week like school shooting, like once a week, and it's like 3rd page news. And it's getting to the point where it's like, if you're getting like a Columbine incident like once a month in the States or in Canada or overseas, that's getting pretty scary. And I don't know if it's I mean, I've always been the guy that says, no, video games, it's not music, but it might start to get to that point with video games. I don't know.
I think people like freaking out over video games is like, video games is such a new thing, and like this is kind of the first generation of serious online gaming, right? Like you look just like go to a sports game. You know, you have like a whole bunch of kids. You know, and you even have parents. You're gonna have the same, like if someone's doing something in the game, someone slashes a kid, you're gonna have a whole bunch of people freaking out. You know, I think it's like, and online gaming is like, you know what, like years and years. You go to a park, you can see 50 people sitting around playing chess with each other. You know, it's people like everyone's just sitting around in their houses not doing anything. But you know what? Like people have been doing like giant group activities that aren't like they're not like running around for a long time. Just the internet. Not everyone has to be together, right? I think it's just bringing people together in a different way. So like all these things that people are complaining about have been around for so long, but it's just now the internet brings them together.
I don't think anyone's ever been killed over chess in a park, but I maybe
I don't know. Maybe
I'm gonna look
somewhere.
that up later. Chess in a park massacre.
Chinese checkers, maybe.
Oh, for sure.
I'm sure like there's duels and stuff back in the day over some stuff like that.
Talk briefly about where you want this band to go
next year or two or whatever future. I don't know, man. Like we want to. I think we've been jamming since we were like 16. I mean, we've been taking this band seriously since we were maybe 18, and then now with Distort, now we're really taking it seriously. We're like, okay, we have this chance. I think our big thing is we want to. I mean, we know that a band like this, any band, but especially a heavy band, has a life. They have a lifespan. I mean, it might be 2 albums, it might be 10 albums. I mean, I don't know if we want to be a band that has 10 albums. I think I'd rather just do like 3 or 4 albums that we're really happy with and maybe do other projects. But I'd like to, in this band's lifespan, I'd like to do like as much of the world as we can touring wise. I mean, we don't want to be like, I mean, obviously the style of music we're playing, we're not going to be millionaires. We don't expect that. But if we can go to Europe or Japan and have it paid for, and maybe come back not broke, that would
like
be cool.
if I could come home and be able to pay my Visa bill, my phone bill, and maybe some rent, that would be pretty awesome. Instead of having to save up for 2 months Visa, 2 months rent, and all that stuff. Like, if we could just survive off this music, like I'm not expecting to buy a house or a car, but I just want to be able to travel. We just want to travel and we want to be able to survive.
It's also like an education too. Like, I mean, people can go to school for 8 years and get a big degree, but we're like, we could tour for 8 years, meet a ton of people, and then start a label or tour manage bands or manage whatever, start a website. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I try and say that I'm getting because my mom, like, I gotta justify it to my mom, like I'm getting an education in a different way, you know. So it's cool, man. Like I think we're very realistic about this band, and like we want to be the biggest heavy band around. And it could happen. It probably won't. I mean, I think we'll get bigger than we are now, because I mean we have the push now. We just started getting this Distort push, so hopefully like this album will start it. Maybe the next album will be even better, and then we'll see where it goes. But I mean, yeah, the main thing is just touring nonstop. I mean, if we can, like, we're 21 now. If we can be like 26 or 27, and maybe we'll be done this band, and we can say, man, we did all this cool stuff. Like, what did we lose? Nothing really. Like, I don't know. It's cool, man. It's fun.
I think you guys are really mature for your age, and you really have a good sense of what your future could be like.
Yeah, I mean, it's just being realistic. I mean, there's so many bands that start and they say to you like, we want to be huge, like we just want to be huge, and it's so unrealistic. And I mean, maybe if they're an amazing band, I might tell them like, you guys are really good, just tour and just like hope that things will work out. But I mean, sometimes they're not good in any way, and like they're just not good musicians, and they don't have good songs. And what do you say to them? Like, I still say tour, because I mean, you're only going to get better. We didn't start as a good band. We were probably the worst when we started. I don't really remember. We were like 16, but I mean, if bands all go at it, like I think bands that are smart with a realistic approach have the advantage. So I think that we're in a good spot, because the 5 guys in this band we're all like very realistic. Like, let's just tour, let's try our best. It might work, you know. Cool. Hopefully it works.
I think also another thing is like when we started going to shows, even before we started playing in bands, it's going to local shows and bands that we really look up to at that time. Like, it's been 5 or 6 years, and that's a career. That's a whole lifespan of some bands. We've seen now like how they've ended up. A lot, like hell, 90% of that shit like didn't go anywhere, right? So like we've like seen how things actually work out for people. So we're trying to like make sure that we make the right choices and do the right things.
You know what band really inspired us was Gob, because the first punk show that we went to was Gob. We grew up in a little town called Langley outside of Vancouver, and it was all Gob, man. That's where Gob came from. So like they totally like we totally were like, this rules, man. Like, we want to do what they're doing.
3 Inches of Blood was my first show.
3 Inches of Blood, yeah, they're from where we're at, so it's
It
cool,
was
man.
amazing, changed my life.